Yo, what's up, MIDCONVO fam? This is episode number 47, where Edward sits down with our podcast editor out of London, Thomas. I'm super excited about this episode.
Yeah, I'm super stoked for you guys to listen to this one. I had a chance to visit London with my wife, Christine, and of course, Thomas, our editor, is based there, so we figured we sit down and have a chat. Paul wasn't able to be there, obviously, which is why we're doing this intro to get my boy some airtime on the intro. But we wish Paul was there, but the episode was really good. Thomas shared how he became our editor. We go over that topic a little bit. Also, how he managed to move to London, literally left the comfort of his family and everything he was used to make it in the big city of London with video production and just content creation in general, and his journey on that front. And also how he made a viral TikTok. And we go into the processes he went through to do that. Yeah, I'm super excited for this episode. What's up, Thomas? How's it going?
Hello, Ed. It's so nice to be in front of the camera for a change.
Oh my gosh, it's so funny because for those of you guys listening that don't know, Thomas edits all of our MIDCONVO. He edits all the stories, the reels, the audio, the video. So yeah, being able to have him on the mic this is a special episode. So thank you so much, Thomas, for being here. As you guys know, we're also in London filming this in person. Me and Christine are out here doing a little Europe trip, and of course we were gonna stop in London. I was like, "Yo, Thomas, you gotta come on the podcast." So, really grateful for you to be here right now. Let's let the audience know who you are, aside from being our editor, who you are and what you do.
So I'm Thomas. I'm 20 years old. I come from Slovakia, and I moved to London in 2020 to pursue my career in videography. And I currently work at Carwow, which is the biggest car YouTube channel in the world. And I've been editing for so many years, since like 2012. And now I'm a MIDCONVO editor as well.
Yeah, that's crazy. You're doing a lot of stuff right now, which is really awesome. So let's go back into when you were in Slovakia, you said? So like, how did you pick up a camera? Like what were you, like, did you go to school for it? Did you just randomly find a YouTube video? Like, how did you stumble upon picking up a camera?
I think I was into cameras for a very long time. Even as a child, like I was always taking pictures. And then in 2012, I started a YouTube channel where I basically made like gaming videos, and then it morphed into sketches. And then that's basically how I picked up the camera, and I learned a lot from it. Even though like the YouTube channels are no longer online, I deleted them.
No.
But then in like 2016, I started working with clients, and I kind of started thinking about like this could be like a cool business as well. And then basically I worked for my school, I worked for other corporate companies, I worked for my mom's company as well.
Wow.
And then in 2020, I moved to London to study at the university, and also build my career here as well, because I love London.
So you don't even have family here, it's just you?
No, it's just me.
Wow, so you took like a pretty big jump there.
Yes.
Yeah, it was a big commitment for you to like come out to London to do that.
Yes, definitely. I mean, I still kind of think that it was crazy of me to move to London in the middle of a pandemic, and be here all alone. Like I think I knew one person when I moved here. I don't regret it. I like I said, like I love London. Even like when I was a kid, I used to play like video games, just like imagine that I was in London. And now I'm here, and yeah.
That's crazy, because you also live like in London. Like you live like, you said zone 2, I think, which is like literally right in like basically the city area.
Not really, but it's fairly close.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. That's awesome. I feel like at your young age too, to be able to like chase your passion like that is not something that I feel, one, not everyone is confident in doing, and two, not everyone like has the funds or the means or the clients to be able to do that. So was it all word of mouth in the beginning? Like just kind of you starting to let people, friends and family know you're doing video, and then one client led to another client that led to another client? Is that kind of how it went down?
Yes, basically that's how it went down. I was basically just messaging people and going to conferences, and I think most of my clients came from word of mouth, not really just outreach. I've never had a very high chance of success when I was outreaching to people. But word of mouth, that's basically where it went to. And then we can touch on it maybe later in the episode as well.
So let's go into so for you guys, for those of you guys listening who are like, what is Carwow? Like, why is that a big deal? Because Carwow is basically like one of the biggest, if not the biggest, I think, like car review / car channels, automotive channels in the UK, right?
In the world.
Okay,
Yeah.
shoot, my bad. It's a big, I literally, I'm in Seattle and in the States, and I come across Carwow videos constantly. Like whenever I'm looking up car reviews, because I love cars and stuff. So whenever I look up things online or on YouTube, especially, Carwow videos always come up. And so that's crazy that you work for them, because they have like how many subscribers do they have?
I think it's like 7.5 million.
7.5 million subs? Bro, that's crazy that you're working on a team that has a channel with 7.5 million subs. Can you tell us a little bit about your job at Carwow? Like, how did that job come to be? And then also like what your role is there?
Yeah, I mean, the way that I got the job is kind of crazy. Like when I moved to London in 2020, it was a very impulsive decision. I basically decided to like move here within a month.
Wow.
And I didn't have much of a plan. And the issue with that is that I was studying and also trying to build a business, and I was struggling to adapt and like find clients, and it was kind of scary at the time because obviously like I was here all alone and I had to pay bills and also study at the same time. Luckily I found a car cleaning company.
Car cleaning company
who wanted me to create content for them, and they were like, "Hey Thomas, we are going on a shoot with Carwow in 3 days. Would you like to come along and maybe film something before we start the proper work?" And so I came along. I filmed the people cleaning cars for a shoot that Carwow had, and I connected with the head of video, Jack Scotton.
On that same shoot?
Yeah, on that same shoot. I basically came up to him and I asked him like, "Hey, do you need any help filming or editing?" And he said, "Just send me an email and I'll get back to you." Then I sent him an email and I didn't hear from him for like 2 weeks.
2 weeks?
Yeah, it was so long.
That's
and
crazy.
I was like, okay, he's never going to reply to me. That was just his way of
being nice.
Being nice and like saying no. But all of a sudden I received a response from Jack, and he was like, "Hey Thomas, sorry, I was busy shooting and I forgot about it." And then he basically was like, "We need some help editing videos." And that's how I started freelancing for them from the beginning. And so basically I went from a worried student working for a car cleaning company to working for the biggest YouTube channel in the world within 2 weeks.
Dude, that's crazy. So that's crazy to me because you took on a job for a car cleaning company.
Yes.
Which, might not be the craziest opportunity, but it's something that you wanted to just do because obviously you saw opportunity in it. It was work is work. Yeah. And that led to Carwow.
Yes.
That's so crazy because I feel like a lot of people, this is such a gem because early on, I think in creatives journeys, they usually try to go for like those Carwow opportunities, like early on, right? They usually don't take the stepping stones and they'll try to go for like that big client or that big ticket. But the thing is, like, it's very hard to grow your business that way. You kind of need to explore a lot of different areas, try new things, because you just never know what one opportunity and how it could lead to another opportunity.
Yes,
like it's
exactly.
just so that was a pure example of that, like doing the car cleaning company into Carwow.
Yes.
So wow, that's crazy. And also obviously you work with a team there and the whole like infrastructure is built out. Are you mainly video editing?
Yes, I'm video editing. Although I have to say it was kind of a difficult transition to go from just freelancing for a small business into going into a team of, I think there's 7 of us at the moment. And they have like a whole different way of organization and workflow. And I actually have to say that like when I started, they assigned me a video that was a trailer for a Red Bull event that they did.
My dude.
They filmed like a Red Bull video, and it was 30 seconds. It was just like a very, very small like social edit, and it had 30 seconds. And for that one video, I got like 35 comments. So basically the entire video was wrong.
Yeah.
And that was kind of a big eye-opening moment for me. Like, oh man, I thought I was a very good editor, but turns out I'm not.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, since then I kind of adapted. It helped me a lot. It helped me tremendously to become an effective editor and like to taking feedback, because before that, like when you work on like small projects, the feedback is very, very small. It's just like from the clients. But now I have like 3 versions of reviews and people giving me feedback from left to right, and I have to adapt and like taking criticism, and that helped me quite a lot as well.
Yeah, you're a very efficient editor for sure. Like you take feedback very well, and like your first drafts are usually like in general like almost to the finish line, which is already hard to do. But yeah, no, that makes sense, because what you do at Carwow probably is way more than what you would have expected like in this time frame. So you've worked with the Red Bull now. You just mentioned off the mic like a little bit ago that you did something for the NFL.
Yes, exactly.
Recently?
Yeah.
Dude, that's crazy. Tell us about that a little bit.
So basically, I was working for Carwow for quite a long time, I think a year at the moment. And I felt like I'm always creating videos for someone else. I'm always creating videos for clients, creating videos for Carwow, but I'm not creating anything for myself. And I started my TikTok to basically be able to tell my own stories through my own eyes. And luckily, one of my videos got viral. I got like 1.3 million views, which was crazy to me because I started with like 60 followers.
Yeah.
And through that video, I've gotten quite a lot of opportunities. I didn't take all of them because I understand that at this point in my career, taking the wrong opportunities could lead me to a wrong path. So I'm trying to be very cautious of who I work with and what I do with my career from this point. And the video got attention from the owner of the agency that works for the NFL. And he emailed me and he basically offered me the opportunity to work on TikTok videos for the NFL UK, because at the moment there's the NFL London games happening in London, where basically the teams from the NFL come to London and play international games.
That's
and
crazy.
It's big. It was an amazing experience. Like, I've never been to an NFL game before, and I definitely cannot recommend it enough.
I've been to an NFL game. And the energy that usually comes from being there is crazy. It's just what's so mind-blowing to me is that your spectrum of like experience is wide right now.
Yeah.
Like not only have you been doing video editing, you've done video editing for TikTok, for like vertical video format. You've done long form videos. Like some of these Carwow videos are long. Yeah. Like I know they are. So they're long. They're like basically like mini short films basically. Then you're doing like podcast editing. Yeah. So in a way, like you've got a lot of experience as an editor, and now you're kind of like, you're like a Swiss Army knife. Like you can really edit anything, which is hard to do in the beginning, because a lot of people, they're just like only focus on one type of deal. It's like a lot of people can edit a 10-minute video, but they can't edit a 20-second ad because they just don't know how. They've never done that before. So the fact that you've gone through that, your paces on that front is just it's just crazy, like, because that's how you're going to get those crazy opportunities. And you said something a couple minutes ago, which I thought was so valuable. You said that like you're trying your best to not take on every opportunity that comes your way, because it has to be the right one.
Yes.
And that's a gem right there, because I feel like that about my job right now too, is that just because it's an opportunity to make money doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be the right opportunity to move you forward in your career.
Yes.
So that's huge, man. That's super huge. So let's go into a little bit about how you became like the MIDCONVO editor.
Okay.
I think that's like pretty funny story. So as you guys know, we put out a story. I think it was on mine and on Paul's and on the MIDCONVO Instagram that we were looking for an editor. So tell us a little on the back end, right? Like before, I actually have never even heard the story fully yet, but like how there's like a police car going by.
Welcome to London.
Tell us about that process, about how you applied.
Yeah, basically, at that time, I wasn't following you on Instagram. I admit.
Dude, it's okay. I'm a nobody. You gotta follow me. You gotta follow me.
But I was a part of Zach Kravitz's filmmaking course in 2019, and that's basically when I got introduced to you in the first place.
Zach, shout out
and
Zach.
Then I also got connected to so many amazing people. One of them was Connor, who lives in the Netherlands. And he, as soon as he posted the story, he sent me a message like, Thomas, you have to take on this opportunity. This is insane. Ed's looking for a podcast editor. And unlucky for me, the story was posted at midnight my time, because obviously there's a huge time difference between the US and Europe. And I think you said something along the lines that the sooner you post it, the higher your chances are. So that basically stressed me out a little bit. And at that time, I was working on so many client projects as well. So I was like, oh man, when am I going to edit this podcast? So I basically just like quickly went through the client work, finished all my projects. And then I just pulled a late evening just editing the podcast. And then when I was done, I realized that the files were massive. It was like 10 gigabytes because it was like an hour long video, then like audio, and then all these shorts. And back then I was back home in Slovakia because it was shortly after Christmas. And in Slovakia, my internet is horrible. Like in my childhood home, it's like 1 megabit per second up. And I was like, I'm never going to upload this video online in time. So what I did is I drove for like 45 minutes or to an hour to our other place where basically my brother lives. And then there we have a fiber internet, and I just quickly uploaded the video there, and I just like drove all the way back.
Dude.
So I had to come through quite a bit of stress, just like trying to get the video to you as soon as possible, because I was already quite late for like a day or two.
Dude, I'm sorry. I'm sorry we had to put you through that. No, I didn't actually know that you had. I do remember when me and Paul were looking for an editor that your work stood out to us. And I remember you were mentioning, I think you got like some of the assets over to us. And I remember thinking, oh, wow, these are really great. And you were saying like, hey, I got to get the long form over to you still, like having some problem with my Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking to myself like, oh, this guy's going like pretty, taking this super seriously. Like, you know, he's trying his very best to get us the long form edit. Because remember, I think I said on my story too, we were mainly looking for someone who was an efficient editor, someone who understood short form content, but also understands like the long form content as well. But the long form stuff is easy. Like anybody can drop an audio file and a long video into a timeline and export it. Like that's the easy part. The hard part is the short form content. This is where a lot of creators don't get it. Is like, how do you make content that's engaging? And it's small things, right? Like this is a little a nugget for people who are listening, but like one thing that stood out about Thomas is your aesthetic really stood out. Like I think you had like one of the cleanest titles out of all the videos that were submitted. And it's one thing that a lot of video editors don't think about. It's like typography or just like pacing. And you got creative with it. Like we didn't have what do you call it? Like an intro splash screen. We just had like a intro song, and then you actually pulled some like old footage and then put together like a little intro. And then me and Paul were like, yo, this is crazy. He actually took the time to go and make something unique and didn't just sit there and be like, oh, hey, like, can you guys provide me assets? Like you actually went out of your own way to get the assets that were public. Like this is public assets that me and Paul just have out. Like anyone can grab it. And you did that to create the intro, which I think is what separated yourself from everyone else. So that was awesome. And obviously you guys have heard these episodes and seen the videos, and Thomas does a great job with editing.
Thank you.
That's such a funny story that you literally had to drive an hour to get the fiber internet. You're probably like, why am I in Slovakia right now with this 1 megabyte upload?
Yeah, it was so slow, man. But yeah, here in London, it's much faster, luckily, so I can get the episodes out to you in a moderately fast.
No, you're a fast editor. We appreciate all the work you do. So now that everyone knows that you're an editor and that you work at Carwow. You had TikTok that went viral, which led you to have an opportunity with the NFL, which is just honestly quite crazy. How did you, so the viral TikTok that you had, let's talk about that a little bit. Like how, like I feel like nowadays with short form content, everyone's trying to go viral. What was your thought process behind it? How did you come up with the idea? Was it just literally a random idea? You're like, I'm just going to try this. Or was it more calculative?
Not really. I think the basic idea was that I saw, I'm not sure, maybe you know him. He's like Keenan Lamb on Instagram.
Oh yeah, I do.
And
love his stuff.
He made a video where he's like an airbender. He's like controlling the clouds. And after he made his video in Iceland, I messaged him like, Keenan, I love this video. I'm going to help you make it a trend, and I'm going to make my own video, and hopefully you will start like a train of people making videos as well. And then I forgot about it. I didn't make the video. And then after a few months, I came back to it and I was like, yeah, this is actually a really sick idea. Let's do it again. And I wanted to put my own spin on it. And I was like, let's do a day to night transition video instead of the clouds. And I had this vision of just like going to this amazing spot in London and capturing an amazing sunset and a skyline, and then transitioning into the night skyline.
That sounds very poetic.
Yeah, very, very poetic. In my head, it was perfect. And then I came to the spot, and of course, like we're in London, and London didn't provide. It was cloudy. It didn't.
London didn't come through.
Yeah, I was really hoping it would have been perfect, but no. And I was on a FaceTime with my friend, and I told him like, this looks terrible, man. I think I'm gonna scrap the video and come another day. And he was like, you know what? Let's just give it a try. I mean, you're already there. Let's at least, test it out and see how it goes. And so I just filmed the video and jumped in front of the camera for a long time. And then I waited by the camera for like 4 hours until it got dark. And then once the video was finished, I looked at the footage and I hated it. I was like, this is really not good. I'm going to come another day. And then I was like, let's try some VFX and maybe I can save it. And I created a first draft. Maybe I can show it on my phone as well.
And then honestly, people who are listening to this, if you're watching the video format of it, we'll play it up on the screen and you can see what the day to night transition looks like. Oh yeah, I remember seeing this. That was your first draft, you said?
Yeah, that was my first draft, and I basically wanted to cut myself out, and it looked so fake.
I mean, I think that looked pretty fire still to me, but that's crazy.
Yeah, and then I wanted to give up on the video. I wanted to scrap it, and then I realized that I just randomly jumped in front of the camera before I left. And I put the video together with the first clip and it matched perfectly. And that basically made me obsessed with it. And I spent a little bit more time on it, nailed the colors. And then I posted on TikTok, not thinking much because I only had like 60 followers.
60 followers.
Yeah. And then within a few hours, all of a sudden, I started getting loads of notifications on my phone, and I was like, "What's happening?" And within a day, it got like 200,000 views.
Dude,
so many like people that I looked up to, like so many like people with like blue ticks started commenting as well. And then I got featured by London, which is like the biggest page in London. and that got me even more views and even more like recognition.
Yeah.
And it just snowballed from there. And all of a sudden now it has like 1.3 million views.
How many followers do you have now on TikTok?
Not that many actually. I only have like 5,500 at the moment.
I mean, but you went from 60 though.
From 60 to 5,500.
Which is like
in 2 videos is still quite good.
That is really good. Yeah.
But I noticed that like the conversion rate from like these short cinematic videos is not as good as people like putting content out with like
humor or education. No, for sure.
But it's still quite impressive, and I'm very grateful for it because I think that in a way the 2 TikTok videos that I posted, and especially like this one, changed my life completely. At least I hope. Because if without it, I would have never gotten the opportunities that I got, and I think that it's only going to get better from now on.
Dude, yeah. How many hours would you say you put into that one TikTok?
give or take, it was like 15, just trying to make
on
it
and
look
off,
right. It was quite a lot for TikTok, I guess, because there's so many people who just post a very quick TikTok from their phone. It takes them like 15 minutes to film and edit, and then here I am trying to film it on a cinema camera and editing it for 15 hours to make it look right. But I mean, it paid off, so I'm very happy.
Yeah, no, for sure. So how do you draw the line though? Because a lot of people, I feel like there definitely is a measure of just getting your work out there, right? Like, don't worry about quality, just be consistent and get your work out there. But I think it's harder for creatives that have like got better skill sets. They actually are capable of putting together a good video or good content, and they can't get themselves to post a bad piece of work. And I'm a big advocate of only posting the stuff that is gonna look good, like in your feed. Like, I can't get myself to post like trash quality content like to flood my feed. I don't care if it does well, like I just won't even post it. But that's probably because I'm kind of have my own level of perfectionism on my side. So it's like, how do you manage that on your end?
I think it all just comes down to like your skill level. If you have a very high skill and you just don't try, you just post, like you said, for the sake of posting, just to get your work out there, that's not good, because it's just giving your business a bad light in front of your clients. But when you're just like learning, or when you're trying to improve yourself, you should just, just try your best. That's all you can do. And even if you like feel like it's not good enough, trust me, it is good enough, because that's as good as it gets. If that makes sense. So just, post quality work, that's quality work relating to you. And eventually something may or may not hit. And worst case scenario, you'll have a good experience, and you'll learn something new about yourself and about your work. But just don't try to become one of those people who post anything
just because. I feel like a lot of people, for me included, it's important that you get the reps though in, like I remember early on when I wanted to do, like, so a lot of people don't know this, but like if you look at very early parts of my YouTube channel, I wanted to do car videos as well, not Carwow level, but I wanted to do like car features. So you actually scroll all the way back, you see one of my very first car videos. It was absolute garbage. Like, I really hope people don't actually go and look at it now, but like, it was really bad. But the thing is, it was like you said, it's because I didn't have the skill sets necessary. I didn't have the knowledge to be able to put together a good video. So in that situation, if that's you or you're listening to this, if you're in the same position, that's when you just got to shoot and post, get those like reps in, get the, like, start learning the basic fundamentals. And then right now, if I had to do a car video now, with what I know now, with all the knowledge that I've acquired, of course, I'm going to be a little bit more perfectionism about it, because it's like, I feel like there's more on the line for me personally, because I feel like I've had clients now, I've done well in certain areas. So it's like, okay, I can't just put out a trash car video now, So I think maybe in a way, this is us trying to encourage the listeners on, how to deal with perfectionism, right? If you're dealing with that. And I think your TikTok is a good example of you almost becoming a perfectionist on that TikTok, but still getting it out there, right? So also, let's talk about real quick, why did you choose TikTok? Like,
I think that at the moment, like, obviously we all know that Instagram is not doing well in terms of discoverability. So I think that at the moment, TikTok is the best place for creators to be. And I genuinely feel that, like, if you're a creative, if you're a videographer, photographer, or anyone, you should be on TikTok, because if you're not, you're doing your business a very big disservice. And like I said, you never know what hits, you never know who's watching. That's like the biggest thing, I think, because if I didn't post the TikTok video, no one from the NFL would have saw it, and I would have never gotten the opportunity. And
that's crazy.
Yeah.
It's wild, because someone from the US, right? Like an agent from the US.
No, it was an agency from the UK. But
gotcha. But they work with the NFL teams.
Yeah,
that come
but I
out
feel
here.
like if I wanted to work with them and I emailed them, it would have gotten as good of a response as it did through the TikTok. It would have been much more difficult to get in touch with them and to get to work with them. But because I posted a TikTok, it caught their attention, and then they wanted to work with me, and not I wanted to work with them. If that makes any sense.
It does. It does. I want to go. I really want to talk to you about work ethic a little bit on this podcast too. I feel like one thing I really appreciate, I know Paul does too, about you is you have a very good work ethic. Like you know when things need to be hustled on, and you know when to let off the gas. Do you think that is crucial? That has been a crucial part to getting to where you are now? Or do you feel like sometimes you work too hard, or like how do you balance the work ethic aspect?
Yeah, I definitely think that sometimes I'm working way too hard and I should just like let off the gas and chill for a bit. But I think that's very crucial for everyone who's just like starting out. I feel like at the moment I'm still like in the starting stages of my career. And I feel like it's very crucial for people to focus on working as much as they can to get the reps in, like you said, and to just like improve as much as possible and deliver on what you promised. Because I mean, it also like comes down to like my perfectionism. I always want to like make everything perfect, and I redo and re-edit everything. I think everyone struggles with it. But I think, working and delivering on what you promised is the most crucial thing.
Part, because I'm personally very invested into that topic, because I think a lot of it's not even creatives, I would just say like our younger generation, I don't know how it is over here in the UK, but just in general, I feel like people lack a little bit of like work ethic.
Yeah, and I feel like they just want to have everything quick, and they want everything handed to them basically.
Yeah, and I get it. Like we went through the pandemic, so I feel like a lot of people nowadays, which I totally understand why it might be headed that direction, because think about it. This is the most amount of work from home anyone has ever seen, ever, right? Like because of the pandemic, there's more work from home jobs than there has ever been because of COVID. On top of that, we live in a creator economy with like TikTok and Instagram. Never in time of history has there ever been time where people could make $1 million a year making TikToks. That's like unheard of. So I think a lot of people, the creatives especially, they hear these types of things and they start to want it. And then what that leads to though is them feeling like, oh, I'm not going to work as hard because, I'm just going to do TikToks, or I'm not going to work as hard because I want to work from home and work 2 hours a day and make a lot of money. It's like, it's all great and it can happen, but you don't want to bank on that, because if you bank on it, then that's where you're missing out on opportunities. Yes. Because I would say, hearing your story, a lot of your times that you kind of hustled and you grind and you like got that content out there is when you got those opportunities that changed it for you. You know what I mean? Like the fact that you went on that car cleaning thing, got with Carwow, the fact that you posted TikTok and got with the NFL, like those are all smaller things that turned into big things.
Yes.
We didn't just go into the big things. I feel like another gem that we can pull from this is, how big of a role do you think patience has played in, like, one thing I picked up earlier is that the guy that got you from Carwow, or who said he was going to reach out, he hit you up for 2 weeks. And he hit you up for 2 weeks. Do you think it's important that creatives are patient as well, like when it comes to waiting for opportunities?
Yeah, definitely. Like, I feel like we live in a day and age where everyone wants to like get successful quick and like get clients of like all levels. And you just have to like put the reps in, put the work in, and just like focus on what's here now, and just like wait for the right time and right opportunity, and be prepared.
Yeah. Do you ever just get discouraged when like an opportunity doesn't play out the way that you would have wanted? Or do you like get over it very quickly, or do you kind of get sad about like missed opportunities?
I mean, I definitely feel that I've lost quite a lot of opportunities, but I guess that's just life, and that's how everything goes. Like you lose and you gain. So just like try to like adapt and focus on like what you can do in the future so that it doesn't happen again. And just try to forget about it as soon as possible, because when you think about something for too long, it's just it's not good.
So what's the future of Thomas? Like, what are you doing? Like, where do you see yourself? Maybe what are your aspirations in the creative industry, I guess?
Well, at the moment, I kind of feel like I should post a lot more on TikTok as well. And I want to grow my audience there. And then from there, I basically just want to work with my dream clients and grow my business from there. I also want to help you build MIDCONVO.
Hey, yes.
To be the...
We love all the stuff that you've done with MIDCONVO. It's cool. And I know you've heard our vision, but Thomas is on board, you guys. Thomas is ready to build this to the moon with us, and we have big plans for MIDCONVO. You just mentioned dream clients. Like, tell me a little bit, like, what is a dream client for you? If someone came to your email inbox right now and we're like, hey, we have this opportunity for you, Thomas, what would be like the perfect opportunity for you?
I know my entire life I really wanted to work with like Apple, although I know it's like very, very difficult to get to work with them, but that's something that just pushes me forward. And like hopefully in a few years, when the time is right and the opportunity is right, I'll get to work with them on some project. I don't know something. I don't know what exactly, but I really hope it happens. And Apple. I'm a huge Apple sheep.
Yeah, I mean, dude, I'm in the system. I'm herd mentality. Like I'm with the Apple train. There's no getting off it for sure. I love Apple products too. I love that you have we have this recording, and then you just said that your dream client is Apple because, dude, it's cool. It's cool to be able to listen to this, because I know that if you end up working with Apple, which I have full confidence that you keep going this route, that you will in some sort of fashion work with them. This will be a cool podcast to looking back on.
Excited for that.
Yeah. So I think we should just wrap up the podcast here. Where can people find your work? Obviously there's MIDCONVO, but is there any other place that you'd like to have people check out? Maybe your TikTok?
Yeah, I mean, you can check me out on Instagram at Tomas Petrus, and then on TikTok it's at Tomas_Petrus, because someone stole my username way back and I still haven't gotten a chance to take it back.
Yeah, it's tough. I hate when usernames are taken on Instagram. You like think no one has it. Like such a unique name. Then you go to the handle and you're like, who has this? And you look it up and it's like one follower or like no profile picture.
Yeah, it's tough, bro.
Anyway, but we'll link Thomas's Instagram and TikTok in the show notes, so make sure to check that out. And thanks for coming on the show, Thomas.
Yeah, thank you. Now I'll edit this.
All right, bye guys.
Bye.